Hello everybody, welcome once again to AfriPost. I believe wherever you're watching us from, you are doing great. Before I say anything, let me take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a happy new year. Today I want us to talk about a certain phenomenon that is really happening in South Africa. You know, South Africa is kind of diverse, and in Africa, it is the only country that has predominantly large population of white people. Now, there is this question about reverse racism that is being talked about in South Africa. This topic is informed by a video that was viral, and it went viral on TikTok because people are talking about whether there is really reverse racism in South Africa or it is just something that South African blacks are entitled to claim. I want you to watch this video first of all before we do anything so that you understand the basis of this video that we're making. Take a listen.
This is Coronation Park, a squatter camp in Krugersdorp, South Africa. Although impoverished blacks in the region far outnumber their white counterparts, this camp is one of a growing number of townships populated mostly by Afrikaners, white South Africans. In the 19 years since the fall of apartheid, more and more whites are coming face to face with poverty and social meltdown.
I'm sorry, it's racist. I'm not a racist, but the blacks comes first and then the whites. And even highly qualified whites don't even get a position in South Africa.
A controversial affirmative action policy sees blacks take precedence over whites on the job market, giving some people little choice but to move into tents and caravans in camps such as this one.
Apartheid was a problem, but this is the only country in the world where the majority has got affirmative action. America's got affirmative action, everybody's got affirmative action, but this is the only country where the majority has got affirmative action.
Post-apartheid governments have struggled to achieve redistribution of wealth and economic growth, and formerly comfortable Afrikaners see themselves as victims of reverse apartheid. In spite of this, white South Africans still control most of the country's economy.
Living in fear, attacked, maimed because of their skin colour. This is fucking horrible. Horrible. And for some reason, people on the left labelled this a conspiracy theory. The evidence is there. It is not a conspiracy whatsoever. This is real. Why in the world would you refuse to even slightly look at it? Reverse racism is growing. It's pathetic. And it's very, very dangerous. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, for many people, it's deadly.
I need some coffee, but who started racism? Who started it? Y'all. Now that is reversing. It's dangerous. Why wasn't it dangerous before? This is still happening today with my skin color by your people. We are not hateful people. Never caused as much harm as your kind has. But we are not saving you, baby. We're not saving you. Like y'all told us, get over it. Find a way to get out of it.
Reverse racism. That's unfortunate for any human being. Let me give you another perspective on it. How would you all feel if somebody took you out your home, killed your family, took you out your home, took you off your land, and took that land for theirs? How would you feel if somebody did that? Now, what's going on with these white people right here is they colonized African land, and the Africans have their power back. If I'm not mistaken, the same Africans gave them a set amount of time to leave. They want their land back. The original Africans were colonized, kicked, tortured, and the land was taken from them. Now they're taking it back. I don't like to see any human being get hurt. I hope somebody come save them. But this is what's taking place. It ain't reverse racism. It's somebody actually coming back in, getting what belonged to theirs.
Look at it. Reverse racism is growing. It's pathetic. And it's very...
Why do y'all want to be oppressed so bad? Like, this shit ain't fun. Just because somebody finally telling y'all can't do certain things, y'all can't go certain places, and people are actually whooping your ass when you deserve to get your ass whooped, that's not reverse racism. If you say racist shit to people and they pop you in your mouth, That's not reverse racism. If you're in the parking lot when somebody's trying to park and you're banging on their window, yelling at them, and they open the door and knock you on your motherfucking head, that's not reverse racism. Again, reverse racism is not a thing. Cut it out.
Cute pity party, honey, but that's not actually what's happening. What you're seeing is people of the global majority finally having the means to communicate and network and band together to take back their lands and resources. And y'all have been at the top of the mother food chain for so long, you don't understand what power and privilege and all of that shit actually means. You getting your feelings hurt and people defending their lands against you is not the same as globally oppressing everybody else. Oh my dude, just no. Go sit down.
Oh, how the tables have turned. When African American and people of color were telling you how bad racism and slavery was, you didn't listen. And now that as a collective we're all getting fed up with the bullshit from Caucasians, like we haven't gone through racism and been the product of slavery. And it's literally a Caucasian crying on South African land that they stole from them, and apartheid didn't happen. Like let's skip over. Like let's not miss the apartheid of what everything that happened in that time frame. We took the soft approach. You didn't listen. Now we're bearing arms and showing you what we're made of, and you don't like it. I love it here. I love that for them. And what do they say? If you don't like it, go back to where you came from. It's as easy as that.
If you missed it, the descendants of white colonizers are being strategically murdered by the indigenous peoples of South Africa. A gag so deliciously predictable, it's almost vulgar. The creator of Stitched has attempted to use this story as some form of proof that you can in fact be racist towards white people, and they failed miserably because there's a massive amount of historical precedent that simultaneously explains and justifies their actions. There's this weird form of societal gaslighting that modern white people have taken to, where they deliberately ignore more than half a millennium of context. Surely you all are exhausted. Surely your spines are cramping from holding your backs to that mirror.
You know, many people would ask, why are white people complaining about racism when they are in South Africa? Because, you know, when I watched those videos, all of them, they really hit me differently because I did not know how to respond to them. First of all, as a black person and somebody whose people has experienced the tough end of racism, especially the African Americans living in the United States, they continue to face systemic racism in a large aspect. And then there is those Africans like me who have also felt the impact of colonialism and impact of white rule within the African continent. So you'd realize that it is really tough for us as black people to respond to such kind of clips because, first of all, you'd ask yourself, these people have really had some time and they have taken advantage of Africans because when we are in their countries, they treat us like we are not human beings. But then in Africa, like for instance, there in South Africa, you'd find that these people have land which was not originally theirs, but South Africans have left them to live in those lands. And then again, these people are living and controlling even in politics, because in politics, they're also having their party and they really engage in politics. So it is a serious challenge for me to respond to it with an unbiased thought. But one thing is here is that any human being that you'd realize that a fellow human being is going through a serious challenge, you'd sympathize with them. But then again, you'd say that this is something that whites have perpetuated, and what they have caused to blacks is something that can really not be measured. But the question for me here is, are these people experiencing racism, or it is the desire and the quest of black South Africans to get back their land? Because as it is, you know that there was a survey done by the government in 2017 about the land ownership in South Africa. And one thing that came out is that close to 72% of privately owned farmlands are owned by whites. So for me, this really tells me that whites have dominated the means and the drivers of economy in South Africa. And this can really create a situation whereby most blacks find themselves envying what the whites have, or not even specifically envying, but they would feel like these people have come, they're a minority, they have come to our country, and they're controlling a larger percentage of our economy. The means of the economy, the drivers of the economy are in their hands. So that is why you'd realize that when they get an opportunity, there is that probability for them to kind of respond in a certain aspect and try to show that they must be recognized and respected in their country. So it is a balance of two things. It is either the so-called reverse racism or the desire and the quest by blacks to get back their land. What is your comment about this? Because it is really a hot topic and it is something that you must be really straight to understand how to respond to it. Because for blacks and many blacks, just as you've seen in that video, they are saying that you called this on yourselves. You caused it and you've been doing it without even consideration of humanity. Why would you now come today and start claiming that you're facing racism? Some people also believe that whites cannot experience racism. So it is a topic that is really up there in the balance. Please tell us what you think about the topic down in the comment section. Please, if you have watched us for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit that notification bell, and also share. Thank you, and may the good Lord bless you. Goodbye.